We want to promote Brock's Crocs. That's what it's all about. And that superheroes, you know what I mean, can wear Crocs and they are a very comfortable shoe. It's a hero's shoe.
You, of course, were part of The Dark Knight Rises. So is it true that you will only join a superhero franchise if it's the third and final installment of a saga?
I do have a thing about threes. So yes, I believe that, I believe in the rule of three. So subconsciously, I guess maybe, yeah.
A little bit of energy to get it over the line. It's like the last person on the relay team. It's like needs to be pretty good.
You don't have to worry about sticking around. You know that it's the end. You're just going to land that plane and move on.
Yeah.
Kelly, audiences are going to interpret the title The Last Dance as being between Venom and Mrs. Chen. I want to know where that sequence came from, that idea. How did you land on ABBA?
The dance sequence came from, our bonkers brains. Really wanted to do something special with Mrs. Chen because she's such a fan favorite, and wanted to get her out of that shop and into, a nice sequin dress. And I just really thought it would be funny to see Venom dancing. And it is his last dance. So, we wanted to send him out having had a great time with
And he's
Mrs.
good
Chen.
at dancing as well.
They're so tightly choreographed.
Where did he pick those moves up?
Yeah.
He also has seen Rain Man and Swingers, obviously.
Yeah, but at night he comes out.
And Louise.
He comes out. We had initially in Venom 2, we wanted to have Venom like morph in the night and take Eddie out and go and do things whilst Eddie was asleep and not know. Yeah. So he'd wake up and read things in the newspaper that had happened. Yeah. And it was Venom going out and about at night, because technically he could do that. So I'm assuming that's where he's picked up some of these dance moves.
Chiwetel, I want to ask this in the wake of you guys just having a very successful New York Comic Con panel, but the topic that gets thrown around that gets reported is superhero fatigue. Can you talk about that, especially in light of what you see from the fans who turned out to support you guys yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, it was incredibly exciting, wasn't it? It was like everybody was so kind of up for it, and just, it's amazing energy and enthusiasm. And, I think if the films are good and the films work and the films are kind of have, like this one, just has this really great emotional arc to it, as well as these incredible characters that are really beloved, and all of the passion that's behind it from Tom and from Kelly, and then a cast, some people who'd come back who had been in the franchise before, and then new people who have fallen in love with it. And all of that really speaks to something that I think can really continue to communicate and connect with fans and people, all around the world, which is what the film does. And so, I'm excited about it. I'm excited about this project.
It's in its own Venomverse. And so we don't treat it like an archetypal superhero movie. We just always treat these stories as their own, singular story, an arc, and do what we feel from the heart with these characters. And they have a lot of emotion and a lot of depth. And I just think if the story's good and the characters you love, then they'll win the day.
Eddie, I'm with you to the end.
What do you remember about seeing the symbiote for the very first time versus how the effects have evolved to now where you can do almost anything?
Do you know what's incredible is that this is the visual effects are getting better and better. But one of the challenges in this movie was that we wanted to see Venom during the daylight. At nighttime, you can technically hide a multitude of sins because, he's dark, the night is dark. You can get probably, more bang for your buck in some aspect from that. So taking him and bringing him into the daylight was a huge technical shift for the team.
And John Moffat and Aaron Borland spent a long time making sure that he looked great in the daylight, and that's all on them. That they're an incredible team.
The symbiotic relationship between Tom and Kelly. I've learned so much about the way they work together on the second film, and more people are learning about her and her contributions to the franchise.
It was magic being on set because of that. It's like they have been working on this for, I believe, 7 or more years together. And you really feel the connection between the two of them and the creativity and the passion for this specific dynamic duo, And I think Tom has it feels like Venom and Eddie mean a lot to him, and he really, they are somewhat a part of him, you know? And I feel like, I mean, I have thought about this before, about how would you ever be able to cast another Venom combo? It'd be hard. That's a hard pair of shoes to fill, because they kind of have become so iconic. And that's, you know, I think the balance between Tom and Kelly doing this together and getting to have Kelly direct this Last Dance and have it be a love story between Venom and Eddie is something that I think is really profound, you know? You know,
you realize as you're, you know, as you sort of fall in love with this franchise that, you know, just what Kelly's involvement has been, you know, and just how instrumental she is to all aspects of this kind of you know, coming to fruition, and then to get the opportunity to direct it herself and to tell this story in this way and in the way she wants is really kind of an amazing kind of arc. You know, within an arc within the arc of the trilogy is her own arc within that, and it's you know, and I think for me it was just really great. It was like a real privilege to be a sort of part of that, a part of the of that really kind of emotional and passionate journey of all of these kind of key players in the Venom world.
Why does Eddie have such a hard time holding on to his shoes in this movie?
Well, you'll have to ask Kelly that. You know, like, I think it's all in the details, you know, like if life isn't hard enough anyway for him, why not like give him footwear that just it's not sustainable. It doesn't stick around long enough to like support you.
I just like messing with him.
We wanted to promote Brock's Crocs. That's what it's all about. And that superheroes, you know what I mean, can wear Crocs and they are a very comfortable shoe. It's a hero's shoe.
Brock's Crocs.
Brock's Crocs.
We may not make it out of this alive, buddy.
Eddie, the time has come.